I have us winning that game, and I predict Jonathan Taylor goes off. That is a Jonathan Taylor revenge game if I've ever seen one. We all remember what happened last year in Denver. We don't have to talk about it. Nightmare fuel. But yeah, I feel us winning that game.
Spencer Schrader. It's good, and the Colts have won.
Imagine doubting this team. Imagine doubting. I told y'all, 2-0. I told you, it don't matter. This is what we do. 2-0. Let's go. Oh, you don't have your starting cornerback. Oh, you don't have your starting defensive end. It don't matter, big dog. Bo Nix is ass. Sean Payton is ass. The Denver Broncos are ass. 2-0. 2-0. Like, imagine thinking the Broncos were going to come in as favorites. Come into Indy and get a win? Are you serious? The disrespect. It will not be tolerated. It won't be tolerated. Take y'all's bum asses back home. Peyton Manning is ours. He's a Colt for life. 2-0. Let's go. For the shoe. Come on, baby.
Here, Indiana move. We from Indiana move. We some Indiana move. I'm an Indiana move.
Touchdown, I-N-D-Y. And he lost the ball. There's a fumble. Who's got it? The officials say the Colts do.
Great team win, baby.
Lobs it way downfield, intercepted. Coming forward and making the INT for the Colts in the back end. To see the Colts win Super Bowl.
Hey, win on three. 1, 2, 3, win.
What a game. Oh my gosh. What a game. Colts win 29-28 against the Denver Broncos, and what an impressive win. That was one of those wins where you played well, but there were certain things that, happened in the game where you kind of felt like, I don't think we're going to win this game, but we pulled it out in the end. So let's go ahead and get into it. But before we do, make sure you guys like and comment on the video. Drop a subscription. Just hit the follow button. Subscribe to the channel. We're almost at 900 subscribers, and we're trying to get there before the end of the season. So I'd appreciate if you guys would hit the like button and the follow button here. So this game was pretty crazy, to say the least. Like, on both sides of the ball. The offense, Daniel Jones has been cooking. Like, I have to keep him in it. The dude has been cooking. Over 300 yards, another touchdown through the air and on the ground. I cannot say anything bad about Daniel Jones and his performance the last 2 weeks. I feel like this was a very great example of how Shane Steichen's offense should be ran and can be ran, and what the offense looks like when you run it that way. Now, obviously, the quarterback running is missing, I think, in this offense. I feel like a quarterback who is willing to run the ball more would really open the system up. But even with that, it's hard to really look at the offense and have any complaints, really, although I did have a few. I think when Shane gets into the red zone, I think he kind of relies too much on the quarterback sneak, because it's like, you have Jonathan Taylor, who is clearly a top 5 running back in this league. Like, I get if you're like on the 1-inch line, maybe the 1-yard line, you want to try to push it in, but I don't think we should be running a quarterback sneak 3 times in a row when we have Jonathan Taylor. And speaking of Jonathan Taylor, talk about a revenge game from last year. 25 carries, 165 yards, almost 7 yards a carry, a 68-yard run, 2 catches for 50 yards and a touchdown. Like, that's how you bounce back from a dumbass game from last year. Like, it was a bad play by him. Whatever, we're moved on from it, but it was nice to see him bounce back and put that game behind him and dominate this defense. Like, this is not some run-in-the-mill, like, lay-down kind of defense. Like, this isn't the Dolphins' defense. And this was kind of one of the early tests that I wanted to see from Daniel Jones and this offense, to see what we would look like. And to put up 29 points on arguably the best defense in the NFL, that's impressive no matter how you slice it. Like, going up against that defensive coordinators, those defensive players, actively going at Patrick Surtain, who was one of the best cornerbacks in the NFL, the best man-on-man defender in the NFL, actively going at him, not afraid to throw at him. That really impressed me, and I was really, it was just something that I don't know if I didn't expect it, but the fact that Shane and Danny weren't afraid to go at him was very impressive. I did think on a couple of plays, like on that, there was a 4th down play where instead of running the ball, instead of running the ball with Jonathan Taylor, Shane Steichen called a run for Tyler Warren. And it's like, I get it. Tyler Warren is going to be a problem in this league. Like, you can put him anywhere. You can line him up out wide. You can put him in the slot. You can put him in the inline tight end. You can put him in the backfield as a fullback. You can put him at tailback. You can put him anywhere on this field, on offense, and he's going to go out there and make a play. But sometimes you just have to do the easy thing, the more reliable thing, and sometimes that's just handing the ball to 28. Now, there were a couple of deep passes that Danny kind of underthrew and probably didn't make that were available, but he also still made tight window throws. Like, he wasn't afraid to let it rip and try to make a play, all while staying within Shane's offense. The offensive line once again played well in the running game and in the passing game. Even though, like, this is something to monitor, but Barney this is his 2nd game in a row where he's had penalties. Like, this holding thing is kind of getting out of control the last 2 games. A.D. Mitchell, so far this season, he's taken advantage of the playing time that he gets. He doesn't get to play a lot because these wide receivers are cooking, and he doesn't get a lot of targets because the wide receivers ahead of him are getting a lot of catches, and there's obviously there's Tyler Warren getting his looks, but it feels like every time A.D. Mitchell gets the ball thrown his way, he's always open and he makes the catch. Now, when it comes to I don't want to get too ahead of myself by talking about playoffs, but although it is great that we have an offense that really doesn't get stopped, like, we got stopped on 4th down twice, but if we get past, like, the 50-yard line, we're either going to get a touchdown or a field goal. Like, he's going to go for it. And that's a pretty efficient and effective offense to know, like, either way, we're coming away with points. Towards the end of the season, if we get into the playoff race and we start playing against better teams with more elite talent at quarterback, threes are not going to cut it. This team is going to have to start scoring touchdowns. Right now, it's fine that we're able to get at least 3 points on almost every drive, but simple math, 7 is greater than 3. And you're going to need 7 points to beat certain teams. And just to go back to Jonathan Taylor and the O-line again, like, Jonathan Taylor and this offensive line, they just wear on you. They just lean on you all game long. And once you feel like, you know, the thing with Jonathan Taylor is he'll bust a 2-yard run, a 5-yard run, a 10-yard run, an 8-yard run, a 12-yard run, a 5-yard run, and then bust out a 50-yard run. Like, he just keeps chugging and chugging. He's got great vision, and he knows exactly where to go with the ball and how to set up his blocks. And this O-line is just playing at a top 5 level. Jonathan Taylor playing at a top 5 level. That's what you want out of your offense. One of the last concern I have is just at the end of the game, Shane just got very, very conservative. Like, I get that you don't want to put the ball in harm's way, but when the defense knows that you're running, it's kind of like, all right, well, we can draw up a safer pass play, like something in the flat, something quick to Josh Downs, something quick to Tyler Warren over the middle. It just can't be just run the ball up the gut for 1 yard or 2 yards, and then you end up going backwards because you're just so conservative. That almost costs us the game. And I understand, like, Spencer Schrader, it's so nice to not have to worry about the kicker. It's so nice to be able to have your kicker roll out there, and you just know that 40-yard kick, 45-yard kick, 50-yard kicks, 55-plus yard kicks, those kicks are money. It's so good to it's so relaxing to know that your kicker can go out there and make kicks. Now, a 60-yard kick was a lot to ask, and he did miss it. That penalty kind of helped us. It obviously helped us out because, it moved us up 15 yards and made it a much easier kick. But he could make that kick. That's a kick that he can make, and thankfully he got another chance to do that. But I feel like Shane got too conservative at the very end. You made it this far. If you have not liked the video at this point, what are you waiting for? Just like the video. Hit the like button right now. I'm talking to you. Make sure you like the video and subscribe and drop a comment. All that stuff. This is a threat. Not a threat, a warning. But it could be a threat. Just do it. Now, when it comes to the defense and what Lou Anarumo was calling out there, the lack of Javarius Ward and Latu did show up this game. Like, we didn't have any sacks. We got one interception on a bad throw from Cam Bynum, which he continues to make plays. Love having him back there. Love a safety that's going to make plays on the ball. But for this defense to work, we've got to have the players. Like, schemes are good. It's always nice to have an elite schemer that can call up exotic blitzes and exotic coverages and all that. But if you don't have the actual players that can make the plays, all those schemes are for nothing. So I feel like with Javarius Ward, hopefully he comes back next week, that will greatly improve the defense, because Xavier Howard, good God, bro. I know Sean Payton is one of the greatest offensive coordinators of all time, but Xavier Howard was getting abused. Like, he was getting picked on. They were actively going at him. They threw at him 5 times. He gave up 5 catches. That's an 100% completion percentage. Gave up 2 touchdowns, missed 2 tackles, and had 3 pass interference penalties. Like, I get it. He's 32. He didn't play it all last year, but that's just not going to work. And this is against a average quarterback in Bo Nix with average receivers. Like, we desperately need Javarius Ward back, and I do believe that Blackman needs to play a little bit more ahead of Xavier Howard, because I don't think Xavier Howard is going to get any better. I think it's a thing where it's like how Jalen Jones was. Like, Jalen Jones is really good when he's your second and third guy, but as your number 1 guy on defense, a number 1 cover guy, it's not going to work. It just didn't look good. Another player that stood out to me was Nick Cross. Nick Cross has just been making plays ever since last year, and you can really see where his talent and physical ability shines and stands out in Lou Anarumo's defense, with him cleaning up in the run game, making plays in the pass game. Just an all-around Swiss Army knife, to say. Although the defense didn't look great, they did do enough to get a win, and sometimes you just got to hang in there and keep your team in the game. But all in all, this was a crazy game. This was a crazy win, and it was a win that the Colts needed. Like, there's some games where it's like you get a win that maybe you shouldn't have gotten, or maybe you didn't deserve, but you got to take that, because we've seen the last 3 seasons with Shane Steichen where we're just 1 or 2 games away from making the playoffs, and this easily could have been a game that we could have lost and looked back maybe week 15, 16 when we're out of the playoff race and be like, you know what, if we were able to win that one game, we'd be in a better position. And now we're winning those games because Shane is in his bag offensively with his play calling. Daniel Jones is hitting wide open players. He's hitting the easy looks, the check downs. He's running the offense like a 10-year vet, and it's just impressive to see. The defense was concerning today, but like I said, without Latu, without Ward, you can only do so much with that. And we'll see what happens next week. We got our first divisional game. We got our first road game against the Titans. And if you've been following this channel, you know how we feel about the Titans. Shane Steichen does not lose to them. So I'm looking for another win to start out the season 3-0, which would be very exciting. Very exciting for this team. So it's just something to keep an eye out. Keep an eye out for them. A lot of people called me a homer for saying this team could win 11 games. Right now, we're looking like one of the best teams in the NFL. So if you like what you heard, like the video, drop a comment what you think about how the game went. Subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys next time, Monday, 7 in the morning. Go Colts.
Thanks for watching, babe. Make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel.